It's been a month and a few days since the Phillies trade deadline, and remember, at the time, the main narrative was the Phillies made some great moves, but ultimately they didn't do enough. But honestly, based on the production of the additions, this seems to be the best Dave Dombrowski trade deadline they have ever gotten. Do you guys agree? Let me know your thoughts below. Let's start out with the headliner, trading for Johan Rojas, giving up Mick Abel and Eduardo Tate. As you guys know, he's been near perfect. He's appeared in 13 games, and 11 times he has not given up a run. Recently, he has had a few stinkers. Against the Nationals, he gave up a save, and then against the Mets in the tie game in the bottom of the ninth, he loaded up the bases, and they ended up hitting a walk-off, but the last 3 save opportunities, he's been great once again. In total, he has pitched 10 innings, and he has a 1.69 ERA, only 2 earned runs, 9 saves compared to only 1 blown save. You also got to keep in mind the Phillies were linked to Ryan Helsley, another closer who the Mets ended up trading for, and guess what? He has been a disaster for them. Remember Bader's home run against the Mets to tie the game? Yep, guess who was pitching? Ryan Helsley. He also has 10 innings pitched, but the thing is, he's given up 11 runs. He's walked 7 batters, and guess what? Duran has 0 walks with the Phillies so far. Knock on wood, please. Helsley with the Mets is posting a 9.58 ERA. Easily, he's having the worst stretch of his career. Also, let's just take a look to see what Mick Abel has done with the Minnesota Twins. He's in a situation where he can start because the Twins are pretty much not worried about winning. And guess what? First start, 6 earned runs, and then second start, 5 earned runs. He's not doing good. So Mick Abel was kind of a throw-in, it seems, at this point because he's been struggling at the MLB level. Of course, the prize possession, I guess you could say, was not him, but it was Eduardo. But he's only 19, so we're going to have to wait and see on that. But yeah, a month later, I mean, this is looking like a great trade from multiple different angles. If you agree, let me know your thoughts below. You also got to remember, around this time, David Robertson was signed. So instead of giving up more assets for another reliever, they just signed 40-year-old David Robertson, and he's been very solid. Now, in his last appearance, he wasn't very good. He gave up 2 earned runs against Milwaukee, but honestly, the damage could have been lessened if Trey Turner made a simple play. But unfortunately, it skated under his glove. Now, outside of that hiccup, he's only given up 1 earned run, and it came against the Seattle Mariners in a game where they won 11-2, so it wasn't a big deal at all. So with the Phillies, 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, and he's really hitting his spots. He's painting the corners with his cutter. He has 12 strikeouts in 7 innings. I personally lose trust in him when the Phillies make him work back-to-back games. And the 2 games he gave up a run, that was actually the case. Considering his age, I think you got to watch his durability, and I think you got to have a short leash with him because he can lose it quite fast like we saw against Milwaukee. He struck out the first 2 batters and then just fell apart. But he's definitely been very useful, and getting him without giving up nothing is looking like a very good investment. Now let's go to Harrison Bader. Early in August, he could not hit anything, and also he was in and out of the lineup because he was in a platoon type situation. Rob Thompson, late in August, for whatever reason, just started consistently playing him every single day, and since August 22nd, he's just been on another planet. He's hitting .457, 16 hits, a home run, 5 RBIs, 7 runs scored in 11 games since that date. Before that, in the previous 15 games, he was hitting .200. He's really bringing a fire and passion to the lineup, running the bases as fast as he possibly can. You constantly see him get hyped, like fist pumping, stuff like that. He just keeps the energy high. Plus, he's an elite defender. And already, he's had big moments. That game against the Mets, they really battled. They wasted a perfect Harrison Bader game where he hit that home run, tied the game. But then, against the Brewers, the best team record-wise in the National League, he just goes off. Him and Brandon Marsh carried that game. He has shown up in big spots, and not only that, he's shown up against elite competition. And over the season, he's been the definition of clutch, scoring position 2 outs in that situation. When he's batting, he's hitting .286 average, .543 slugging percentage, and .918 OPS. He has so much confidence in himself, it's pretty clear he's not affected by the moment. Also, the Phillies in this trade didn't really give up their coveted prospects. The other big outfielder that was traded for was Ramon Laureano. He's with the Padres, and he's actually doing work as well. His numbers are better than Harrison Bader since August 1st, since joining the Padres. He's been more consistent since day one. So it's not like a Ryan Helsley situation. But still, I think the Harrison Bader trade is aging very well. I will say, I think him making a difference at some point in the postseason matters, and that goes for Duran as well. But my goodness, looking back on it right now, I mean, the Phillies kind of cooked at the trade deadline if we're being real. And at the time, people were like, they didn't do enough. My question to you guys is, do you still believe that? Let me know your thoughts below.